In our country, both the construction of railway transportation arteries and the production of domestic locomotives, electric passes, cars, and many other things are developing at a striking pace. Today, we'll tell you about what's been done in just a couple months in this industry, the first domestic contact battery electric locomotive, which looks incredibly cool in the Eastern Range, where railroaders and construction workers are accomplishing their labor feats. So, the Ural Locomotives plant handed over to the Russian railroads the first mainline electric freight locomotive with the domestic asynchronous traction drive 3ES-8 Malachite. The new machine will be operated on the St. Petersburg-Babaevsk-Luga section of the Oktyabrskaya Railroad. The Malachite is the flagship of the new generation of freight locomotives. Heavy-duty, reliable, and economical, it incorporates state-of-the-art technical solutions. The 3ES-8 electric locomotive uses domestic components, including the Russian asynchronous traction drive, which by its main characteristics is not only equal to the best world models, but also exceeds them in some parameters. The Malachite's payload capacity is 42% higher than the previous generation of locomotives. It can drive trains weighing over 7,000 tons and up to 1 kilometer long in mountainous terrain and difficult climates. The electric locomotive will become the base platform for some promising traction rolling stock produced by Ural Locomotives. The electric train ES-104 Finest started running on Russian railroads. The new electric train is fully assembled from domestic parts and components. The ES-104 is manufactured at Ural Locomotives, a member of the Sinera Diversified Industrial Group. The train can accelerate to speeds of 160 kilometers per hour and has efficient braking with regeneration into the electrical grid. In the future, Finest will become the base platform for a whole line of high-speed electric trains of the new generation. The ES-104 is a 5-car electric train with 401 seats. Each car is equipped with microclimate and air disinfection systems. The passenger seats are equipped with a USB socket for charging mobile devices. The number of sanitary modules in the composition has been increased from 2 to 3, and they now have changing tables. The train has wheelchair spaces and provides wheelchair elevators. There are also seats for passengers with low mobility. There were 4 finishers on the trails. In the near future, 8 ES-104 trains are planned to be put into service. For 3-section diesel locomotives of 3TE-28 series have arrived in Tinda from Bryansk Machine Building Plant, which are being built by order of BM. The new mainline diesel locomotive is equipped with a 189 DGM diesel generator, which is manufactured at Transmarsh Holdings' Kolomna plant. The new generation diesel locomotives are designed to drive heavy trains weighing up to 7,100 tons in the harsh climatic conditions of BM, where the thermometer in winter drops to minus 50 to 60 degrees Celsius. The new electric train iVolga 4.0, created at the Tver Carriage Works, has started to undergo a test run-in without passengers. All systems of the electric train are checked on the section between Nakabino and Volokholamsk. The run-in checks the reliability of mechanical, electrical, and pneumatic equipment systems. The main feature of the new iVolga for passengers is the presence of 3 doors in the passenger cars. A new design of both the carriage itself and its interiors has also been developed for the electric train. There are chargers inside, for gadgets, including electric scooters, as well as bicycle transportation areas. Serial production of electric trains IVLG 4.0 began at the Tver Stroilny Zavod. The trains are 97% made of domestic components and can reach speeds of up to 160 kilometers per hour. The Ural Krymash Company of the Ural Vagonzavod concern has successfully fulfilled a government contract under the Federal Space Program. By order of Sankey, new railroad tank cars Model 155107 were created and sent to the customer for the construction of the second stage of the Vostochny Cosmodrome. The products are designed for transportation of naphtha rocket fuel for the Angara A5 rocket booster. The tank wagon for transportation of naphtha, developed by the specialists of the enterprise, has a boiler capacity of not less than 85 cubic meters in operation. Reliability in the temperature range from minus 60 to plus 50 degrees Celsius. Equipment elements in contact with naphtha are neutral, ensuring cleanliness and quality of product transportation. Naphtha is an environmentally safe type of hydrocarbon fuel using polymer additives. The use of this particular type of fuel in the space industry contributes to the realization of the state strategy in the field of space exploration. The Transmash plant in Angelsk, Saratov region, manufactured and handed over the SM-7N non-self-propelled snowplow train to JSC Alcon, Russia's northernmost iron or concentrate producer. The SM-7N snow cleaning train is designed for cleaning of in-plant railroad tracks in winter from snow and ice, and in summer from debris and dirt. The removed mass is loaded by the train into gondola cars, then taken out and mechanized unloading at the designated place. In general, FGD purchased 557 new locomotives, 310 electric locomotives, and 247 diesel locomotives during the year. Last year, it invested 129 billion rubles in the renewal of traction rolling stock. The holding company's orders ensure the utilization of industrial lines of the country's largest machine-building companies. Now about the new MCA-2. TMH Electrotech has received a certificate for the DTA 125 electric motor to be used on the new domestic electric locomotive MKA-2. This is the first such shunting electric locomotive in the history of Russian railways. During its development, there was a need for domestic components, including the development of a new asynchronous traction motor DTA 125. The MKA-2 contact battery shunting electric locomotive was shown for the first time at the 11th exhibition of the Women's Region. Traffic Engineering about the Expo in St. Petersburg in 2023. EMK-2 is a contact battery shunting electric locomotive, in which, according to the developers, for the first time for this class of locomotives the scheme of hybrid operation is realized. The main feature of working where there is no power grid, on the charge that the machine gets for the time it is on an electrified section of railroad. EMK-2 locomotive operation area is partially electrified station complexes, depots, and industrial enterprises. It is launched at the Novocherkassk Electric Locomotive Plant. The use of locomotives based on lithium-ion batteries instead of shunting diesel locomotives will save up to 70 to 80% of fuel and lubricants, reduce current operating costs by 40 to 60%, as well as the noise level during operation. -2 Malawian kwaches is a significant achievement of domestic science and technology. The sequel follows. Well, now let's go directly to the railroad itself. Russia is building new trade routes and increasing trade with Asian countries, and for this purpose it is necessary to build new and expand old railroads. The Eastern Range is a key element of the future world transportation system. If this project is successfully implemented, Russia will be able to make a breakthrough and become the world's leading transportation power. With the creation of the Eastern Range, it will be possible to link the existing Eurasian international transportation corridors, and in the long term to integrate Eurasian and European transportation corridors. North American transportation system. At the same time, the delivery time of trans-Eurasian cargoes should be reduced by at least 7 to 10 days on average. This will inevitably lead to global changes in Eurasian and then world trade. During the year, the East Range completed or is in the process of completing upgrades at more than 140 facilities. On the Eldigan-Tunderbama crossing in Khabarovsk Krai, 11 kilometers of second track and 4 railway bridges were built on the most difficult terrain, and one of them is more than 400 meters long. At the beginning of October this year in Irkutsk region, the modernization of Tayshet-Tugul section on Trans-Sib was completed. Almost 13 kilometers of the second track were laid between the stations, 2 overpasses were built. 1 bridge was erected in the border with Tayshet. Tayshet station over the railroad tracks, the second next to it over the city highway. Now it is possible to multiply the volumes of coal export from Kuzbis and Khakassia in the direction of Far East, as new engineering constructions will allow to avoid crossing on one level of trains coming from Abakan over the main way of Trans-Sib. Along the railroad section, 2.8 kilometers of noise shields were built, culverts were arranged, technological buildings were reconstructed, and the adjacent territory was landscaped. The sequel follows. Also this year, the reconstruction of Vinnytsia Station, which is one of the largest on the BM, was completed in Khabarovsk Krai under the national project. It is not only a major transportation hub serving the Pacific ports in the Tatar Strait, but also a key logistical link of communications with Sakhalin, Kamchatka, Chukotka, and Magadan Oblast. 22 kilometers of new station tracks were laid here. Construction was carried out without stopping the station's operation. All these works will result in a reduced need for maneuvering, increasing the processing speed. Therefore, the renovated Vinnytsia station will be able to significantly increase cargo traffic with ports on the shore of the Tatar Strait. Export transportation of Russian cargo through the Eastern Polygon exceeded 140 million tons per year, which is 7% more than in the previous period. The volume of container transportation amounted to more than 1,300,000 containers, which is 5% higher than the same period last year. Exports through border crossings increased by 35%. In the Republic of Khakassia, this year opened double-track train traffic on the Berg-Chukazanovskaya crossing, located on the Mezdirchinsk-Tayshet section, where, in fact, the Eastern Polygon begins. 3 times as many trains can now pass through this section. Trains will now separate without stopping on the double-track section. It is worth noting that in less than 2 years at the crossing in the harsh climatic conditions of Siberia, railroad workers have performed a huge amount of work without stopping train traffic. Construction works in the new Karok Tunnel on the Trans-Sib were completed. It is located in the Amur region, between Kavali and Ulruchiai stations, next to an active tunnel built in 1911. The new double-track tunnel is 926 meters long and almost 2,000 meters of rails have been laid. A special technology was used to lay the track, where half-ties fixed in concrete are laid on a thin layer of polymer material. This technology reduces vibration and dynamic effects on the tunnel during operation. At present, work on the cladding of the portals has been completed, utilities have been installed, and equipment has been connected. The opening of the new tunnel will increase train speeds and capacity on this section. The first trains have already gone on their good journey.